when you can't help yourself. When you can't help yourself, you're in bondage. You're not free. Amen. You may think you're making your own choices. Amen. But when you get bound up by a spirit, by a drug spirit, by a lust spirit, you can no longer help yourself. You are in bondage. But Jesus said, if the Son make you free, you're going to be free indeed. And God started a campaign with Adam. We weren't under covenant until Abraham came. Started a campaign with Abraham and said that in you shall all the nations, not just the Jews, all the nations of the earth going to be blessed in you, Abraham. Amen. Promise him a seed of faith. Amen. And when he promised him that seed, it took 25 years to come to pass. But he said, Abraham, what's going to happen is your seed is going to be in bondage for 400 years, and then I'm going to bring them out. And it happened, amen, and less than 3 generations later, it happened just like God told Abraham, amen, that third generation, his seed went into bondage under Joseph. And then when Joseph died, and that generation died, the Egyptians put them in bondage. Amen. And after 400 years of bondage, the Lord came down in a burning bush to a man named Moses and said, I've heard the cry of my people. Go down into Egypt and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Amen. And he said, I'm going to bring them out. He told Abraham, that nation that had them in bondage, I'm going to judge that nation. But he brought his people out with signs, with wonders, with miracles. Amen. So much so that the Egyptians had darkness and Israel had light. The Egyptians had frogs and Israel didn't have no frog. He brought them out and all the firstborn in Egypt died, but nobody died in the land of Goshen. Amen. Because they were covered by the blood. And the